Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to another game of StarCraft 2. Today we have MaxPax versus ByuN. ByuN opens up with a proxy Rex in a location that I've seen him put it before. On this map specifically as well. MaxPax probably not going to be aware of that. Will not end up scouting. No, he's still going to end up scouting absolutely everything. The way that he's scouting makes me believe that he's not actually going to move across the map with his probe. I mean, the scouting time is going to be so late. Okay, he just wants to scout close by locations, then open with Nexus before core. This feels like a Stargate opener to me. MaxPax is not someone that opens up Nexus before core without wanting to go into Stargate. He's been playing a little more Stargate lately. And we'll see if that is going to end up paying off here. Second assimilator will go down and most likely a pylon on the low ground. We see ByuN scouting around for any potential proxy gates or potential proxy stargates, of course. Also a possibility. And now ByuN will start heading back home with that SCV. Let's the probe actually enter this base. Does mean that this factory might get delayed by a bit more, but the Reaper should be capable of taking it out before the SCV actually ends up dying. So the start is fine here for ByuN. Everything did get scouted. I even believe that the barracks flying over got spotted by the probe here, which would mean that it's very clear, or should be clear to MaxPax, that it's not going to be a second Reaper into Hellion type of move, but it is more likely to be some type of mine drop, I believe. Be surprised to see a Hellion here first. Yeah. It's going to be a mine first. Usually when there's a second Reaper, it will be a Hellion, but in this type of case, it just screams Widow Mine to me because of that quick reactor on the barracks, of course. Hellion, of course, supplements the first two Reapers very well. So if there's a second Reaper, most likely there's going to be a Hellion. That times out very nicely as well with this type of build order. Double gas openers into quick factory. But yeah, the moment you see that barracks fly over, once again, it most likely is going to be a mine first. There is a lot of variation after that. You can go Tech Lab on the factory. You can even swap these two, go into Banshee, go into Quick Raven, or open up with a Cyclone here, Quick Tank. There really is a lot of options. Tank into Medevac, like, there really is just infinite options. So far, ByuN's not really doing anything. We'll open up with a tank. I think he wanted to wait for the scout to see what's happening. Spotted the Stargate, ends up going for a tank anyway. So a little bit confused by that. We'll get a third worker here. I think he got 3 at least. Yeah, 3 worker kills on a single Reaper. That's a pretty decent trade. Also got the scout off, so actually a fantastic trade here. Gets a tech lab on the starport. Still has to be a Viking, no? Raven! Excuse me? Oh, gets a surround on the Stalker as well. He scouted that it was Stargate and he opens up with Siege Tank into Raven. He won't even have enough Marines here, honestly, to deal with this Oracle effectively. Extremely surprising call here, and it's going to actually end up costing him 2-3 workers. Not the greatest control out of MaxPax there. It's gonna get the first SCV for now. Second SCV, you can see how juicy that one is looking. Single shot, yep, 3 workers will go down. Good control out of MaxPax. Also forces away a lot of mining from the natural. Might go in a second time into the natural. Might actually get the mule here. That would be a big deal. If you can target down the mule, do we have enough energy? Oh yes, we do. Huge start from MaxPax, who's in a massive lead after this opener. Oh my god, 5 worker kills on that Oracle and a mule as well. Maybe that counts as a worker as well, the mule, I guess. It doesn't show up in the units lost, actually, mules. I guess because they time out anyway. Same way that locusts don't show up in the unit lost. Because you don't really lose it, because it usually expires. Oh! Oracle will get caught, though, by this random Widow Mine in the middle of the map. MaxPax immediately starts moving out, wanting to catch that, and starts double battery. 1 in the natural, 1 in the third base, I assume. Yep, there we go. Forge goes down as well, and this is the build that Zest has been playing a lot recently. We saw him use it to great effect in the GSL Super Tournament against Maru and Bunny. And wait, is that the second Forge? No, that's still the first Forge. Did he cancel it? It feels like it was building longer already. No. Am I just playing tricks on myself? Mine's going to end up going towards the third base. Take a look at that response out of MaxPax. Sees it on the minimap right now, but does he spot it? Is the real question. He's not expecting it. No, he's not seeing it whatsoever. And as a result, we'll lose 2 workers here to that single mine. At the same time, Raven was likely somewhere moving in towards this dead space, which barely gets missed by MaxPax as well. And MaxPax putting himself in a bit of a poor position here. Phoenix will be built and should immediately go back home to deal with that Raven. 2 turrets will be ready. Auto turrets, that is. 1 in the main, 1 in the natural. And the Raven will get 2 kills total, perhaps, before he ends up dying. Of course, Phoenix is very effective against Ravens. And the Raven will fall. I think 1 more worker did end up getting killed. The mine's still alive, by the way. Looking for more damage. Might actually get some more damage. ByuN's still not in a great spot though. Down about 20 workers right now. The early game was very, very poor. If you lose 6 workers when playing a double gas opener, which already delays your natural command center, that tends to be quite bad. Supply at 77. 6 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. That should be 15 to 20 supply higher without any regular build. And given that he didn't do too much damage to his opponent's eco, he's just looking very weak right now in this game. Is that a second Raven that got built? What is this, a TVT? Oh, the tank gets unsieged the moment MaxPax walks in. He one-shots it as well and moves away. Beautiful stuff here for MaxPax. Can he get that blink out? No. But a Stalker for a tank is a trade that I take any day. This Raven is going to end up flying over this pylon. And that should trigger some type of response out of MaxPax. We see the Phoenix immediately flying back home. 4 Stalkers getting warped in. There was a lot of energy on that Raven. I like the call here. I like the call. Do we get a blink forward? No, he stays defensively. 2 turrets will end up going down. But these Stalkers will take care of this. I think some good target fire. 15 workers have been killed, but 2 Ravens dying is just a really big deal. Because that's a lot of time on the starport. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And the first push hasn't really been used yet. This is actually crazy. This is such a late timing here for ByuN's. He's going to go with 2 medevacs. And 1 medevac filled with Marines will start heading towards the main. But you can't be serious. He's not actually going to rally it into the... Okay, thank the Lord. If he had rallied this medevac through the pylon, I would have been extremely upset by that. Battery in the main base will help with any potential defenses later on with Stalkers. Stalkers not great in defending bio drops, but if there's a battery there, that often helps him. Phoenix is patrolling this area. The skies over here. MaxPax's movement is a little bit too wild in my opinion. I mean, this is kind of risky. You have no vision in the middle of the map. Wanted to fight in the drop. Will not get it. But no harm done. Yet, at least. Robo facility is finally on the way, but I feel like it's a bit late. AoE damage is going to hit quite slow here for MaxPax, who is equal in supply and is up in workers. Once again, is just moving out like a blind turtle over here. And it's going to get caught off guard like only a blind turtle could. Oi, 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 natural, completely exposed mine, start burrowing, force fields not in time, and now you have to fight to get into your own natural. That's a bad mine on burrow there out of ByuN. It's going to lose 1 mine before it gets to shoot. Second mine goes off on the sentry that had the Guardian Shield. These Stalkers, of course, not great at breaking positions. When they're not in a defensive position, Stalkers actually do suck. ByuN finding a lot of damage here. Hasn't really found any eco damage yet. But taking out a lot of sentries, Stalker count being decreased as well, and all of the Zealots are just disappearing. 1k in the bank currently for MaxPax. Wants the warp in, does get the warp in, but took a huge hit to his army count here. His eco also, a couple of workers have gone down, which is of course painful. This Marauder will die as well in the end. And right now, ByuN with that 3rd base, should have somewhat of a setup. 1k gas in the bank for MaxPax. MaxPax really just... with his wild movements on the map, kind of throwing this game straight out of the window. Like he is a very talented American baseball player. This is not baseball, my friend. This is StarCraft 2, and throwing usually has a negative connotation here. That was not a good move. That really was not a good move. This is a typical ByuN move, by the way. He loves taking out this type of wall. He's actually one of the things that he does most commonly is just taking out like the Reaper wall in the mid game somewhere with a double drop or with a single drop at times, even taking out the pylon. He loves to snipe the cyber core as well. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's better to get free damage if you can than to not get the free damage. And ByuN is very consistent in that. He's taking control of the map like only ByuN can, standing in the middle with a couple of mines, an army of 2 medevacs and a decent Marauder count as well. Triple tech labs providing him with plenty of Marauders. Second eBay is done as well. This is all pre-4th CC. We also see the Ghost Academy being built pre-Fort CC. This means that ByuN wants to keep putting on the pressure, and Enhanced Shockwave should be around the corner with the gas bank that currently is here with the 6 gases mining. That all should be completely viable. This Zealot run-by could be good. There's enough sentries to hold off this force at the front. Although there are 4 mines with this, I do believe that MaxPax has enough to deal with this. We'll snipe one. Oh, good blink backward. We'll snipe one mine before it gets the burrow. At the same time, this drop isn't doing much of anything. The Zealot run-by actually did a fair amount of damage. 8 and 7 kills respectively. As the worker killed count now is evening up. This was a fantastic little sequence of events here from MaxPax, who was struggling to stay in this game. Doesn't really have anything to deal with this drop in the main though. This battery will try healing this pile. And ooh, DTs. There's DTs out. Very cool. Very nice little quick dark shrine here, huh? Colossi are being built as well. As we see, MaxPax is just getting all the tech that he possibly can. Is still on a low worker count though. Second robotics facility is going to be a necessity, not a luxury. Absolutely the case here. Oh, DT gets scanned. Will die. Second robo pre-fourth base, that is. Disruptor count needs to start growing. Vision is extremely important right now. I like the harassment attempts, but it is just very gas intensive to send out these DTs the entire time. There's a DT here in the third base. It isn't doing much as there's a turret there. There's going to be a turret in the fourth as well, and a DT will try to march into the natural. But these DTs practically are expensive zealots as there's detection everywhere. And yeah, 125 gas is not something you can easily afford. I think the second robo, not getting that, is a huge error here out of MaxPax. The only way he can win, or the only way he can stabilize, is by getting a big disruptor count. You can get free trades in defensive positions with disruptors. That is not possible with anything else. It is just, it simply is impossible. The zealot count needs to decrease, and the range unit count needs to increase. And you need to fight around batteries. You need to fight around these long range units, Colossi, Disruptor, and ideally hope that you can delay your opponent from building any type of Liberator count, because Liberator is the unit that can break this type of defense. I like the how hesitant MaxPax is to taking a fourth base. I think that is a good call. But once again, the lack of a second robo is what's yeah. So it's like an annoying itch that won't go away. So I'm gonna keep mentioning it until he builds it, and I'm surprised he isn't, because he has the money for it. He has the gas as well. I think this fourth base needs to be cancelled, by the way. I enjoy the attempt. You know, the effort put in, I think, is good here. But the fourth base is obviously dead. The moment that ByuN decides it's dead. Oh, very ballsy stim forward here out of ByuN. It's going to engage into a pretty decent concave. Battery's in a fantastic position here as well. Fourth base needs to be cancelled. Probes need to be pulled back. These Colossi are getting some pretty decent trades at this point. Cancel on the third base, or on the fourth, excuse me. Yep, we do get that. Can we get some disruptors for the love of everything that's holy, MaxPax? Please. 4 Vikings on the way as well. I'm also surprised to see how hesitant ByuN is into getting Liberators. It really is quite surprising, because it feels to me that Liberators here would provide him a free win. I also don't mind the double port Viking production, by the way, as there's no disruptors out yet. But I don't know. I feel like the only way that MaxPax can win is through the disruptor. A camping disruptor force on a low worker count can do a lot. You can really, with 140 supply of Stalker Disruptor, 2-3 Colossi, you can fight big armies, and you can go for counterattacks, set up cannons at all of your bases. It's the only opportunity. Here we go. Second robotics facility. This should have gone down 3-4 minutes ago. I'm not a huge fourth Colossi enjoyer, because the Colossi is a unit that dies against the Viking. There's not much you can do about that, right? If you throw enough Vikings at the problem, the Colossi will die. You can throw as many Vikings as you want at the disruptor problem. Vikings can shoot ground, so it's not really relevant. You can see it's just difficult to take a fourth base with this type of comp. As ByuN could even attempt to go for a drop in the main base, but that's only one of the ways, also one of the only ways that he can lose. Once again, understandable that he doesn't go for it. Ship weapons on the way, 5th base in production as well, and now we finally have those disruptors building. I prefer this as a 4th base for MaxPax. I do enjoy that he's going for that. I think this army is just too big. I don't really see a way for MaxPax to hold this, honestly. This pushes. Yeah, 1 EMP. 1 EMP to rule them all. Pretty decent start here. Super battery is being activated. +1 ship weapon's not done yet. Vikings don't really care as they're patiently taking out Colossi after Colossi. ByuN now confident enough to start kiting forward. Takes out the first disruptor, takes out the second disruptor. GG gets called, and ByuN wins this game on hardwire with some solid control in the mid game and just catching MaxPax off guard once in that natural base, completely flipping the game upside down, inside out. GG gets called, ByuN wins. And that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.